3 times. 4 times. Doing gang things, living super clean. That done came up. Can't control us. 1 time for the men doing cane things. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control us. 1 time for the men doing cane things. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control us. Look at you, you done came up now. Get it how you live, mess the game up now. Ain't messing with yoga, but get the flame up. Hey, used to be Toby, but got your name back now. I see ya, paid under pressure. 25 lighters got them all on the dresser. If it ain't for you, ain't for you then. If you a lame or a sucker, wanna dress you then. Grown up now, bump the childish ways. Got a wife and a bunch of kids to raise. Punch a clock side, hustle or a business you endure to ensure that all the bills is paid. Slow clap for your homeboy. Could've turned out like your homeboy. Been on the same block, cooking up the same rock on the cell block lock with your homeboy. But no, you had vision, you had gold. Brand new you on the old time road. Take care of home where you bust your low. Black men don't teach, screaming bunty ho. Real men talk, real king ways. Still in captivity, but minds ain't slave. Got a little wisdom, boy, you PD grade. Giving out the knowledge on the stoop these days. 1 time for the men doing cane things. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the men doing cane things. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the folk that have moved up. Even if you had the slow start screwed up. Used to gang bang, now homie brewed up. Had a little plan, I had them blew up. Look at you like a man right now. Dressed to the T, smelling like a grand right now. And you ain't got nothing from a handout now. Just faith and hard work, gets it planned out now. You could've took a bunch of dusty rolls. The hand dealt with a bunch of cards to fold. To stay hot while the world is freezing cold. The same plot, but the story's never old. Slow clap for your kinfolk. Could've been asking what your info. Prosecutor could be trying to do you in for the 2020 twins, so you passing out the info. But no, you had purpose, you had plans. I ain't throwing nothing, I'ma say these bands won't impress y'all, don't need no fans. That ain't my God, who is that man? This real man talk, real king ways. Still in captivity, but minds ain't slave. Got a little wisdom, boy, you peep these grades. Giving out the knowledge on the stoop these days. 1 time for the men doing cane things. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the men doing cane things. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. Yeah, real man. Sheesh. Yeah. Doing gang things. Living super clean. That it came up.
1 time for my king doing king things. Mom these hoes cause he know he got a good thing. I submit and I cook and I clean and I never hold back on that wop, I'ma let it rain. Made me honest, I got a ring. All praises to the most high, let it sing. A real man able, sister never Cain. And I ain't going nowhere, this is not a game. Look at you, girl, you lonely right now. Settling for bums instead of men the most high. He provide and protect so he get our respect. And he leading us aboard when them chariots fly. I don't really think you hear me though. You can't cross this bridge on some billy goats. Let them save you in the end like a Seminole. Be help me, shout to let the silly go.
1 time for the men doing cane things. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the men doing cane things. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up.
Shalom and shalom, sisters and cousins, and praise the Lord, saints. It's your favorite housewife, Miss Mono. Turn that up. Do it again. There we go. Shalom and shalom. Shabbat shalom to you, Miss Diamond Balloon Affairs, my girl. Shalom and shalom to you. Shabbat shalom, Shamel. What's up to everybody on the IG? If you're already on the YouTube, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Give me a like. If you're on Miss Mono's World or Monologue Magad, Thank you for joining me this evening. Angelina, shalom and shalom. This is my good sis right here. She has volunteered for the F3 Frenched Up Family Fest. Please, guys, if you have some time, I don't know if you guys have been hearing about F3, but I promise you it's going to be a great time. We are so excited. It's being presented by 3MG and the Light Hebrew magazine, and we are just really excited to be a part of it. Of course, my wonderful husband will be performing at F3 for y'all. I will be there also with Why Boaz Don't Want Your Ass. We will be doing media, so yeah, I'm excited about that. So again, welcome. If you want to volunteer, I'm going to put the website up on the screen later. It's 3mgmusic.com. 3mgmusic.com. You can sign up to volunteer there. So, sad news this afternoon. DC Young Fly has lost his wife. Apparently she passed. Unfortunately, she passed during a plastic surgery procedure, which is sad. So we definitely want to send our prayers to that brother. We know that he is in the truth. But regardless, like somebody lost their wife. And I don't even want to imagine. Okay, I know how much I love my husband. So I just can't imagine. So definitely want to send all our thoughts and prayers to that brother. And I just want to say, hold on, I don't know. Okay, I don't know. We have not went through our song list yet, so I don't know. But let me just say, I did see some comments about he's supposed to be in the truth and he let his wife have plastic surgery. Y'all, come on now. We can't do that to each other. We can't do that to each other for a number of reasons. First of all, because we're all human, okay? Secondly, I can't imagine losing a loved one. Like, regardless, this man lost his wife, the mother of his kids. I mean, this is not the time for ridicule. If anything, this is time for empathy and for prayer. And you know what? I get on here and I tell y'all every time, nope, you ain't got to worry about me getting plastic surgery. And one of this right here is, like one of the very reasons. Like, I couldn't imagine having to tell my child or my husband having to tell my children, that this is what took me from them. But also, we don't know what Miss Jackie was going through. Okay. Her man is worldwide famous. And if you've watched the 85 South show or any of them live performances, like, you see how these women throw themselves at her husband. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just thank God that I'm not in that mind space to really want to, you know what I'm saying, or really feel the need to. But I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because my husband, you know what I'm saying, he known a little bit. Like, y'all know my husband. So when we go to events and I see women doing the 2-arm hug, hugging my man all around his neck and stuff, not using the appropriate church hugs, you know what I'm saying? Like, it does something to you, okay? And I'm just talking about, the little bit of notoriety or whatever my husband has. We're talking about a worldwide entertainer here. So, we don't know what the sister was going through. We don't know what she was thinking. We all know how our bodies change after we have kids, and she had 3. So again, just prayers for that whole family, man. Prayers for TC, prayers for their children, her parents, like, just prayers for the whole family. So our main topic today, stay in the lane you made. Now, today, I'm going to be using a lot of clips today. Okay, I took the time to prepare these clips. So the first thing we want to get into is what's going on in Babylon. Okay, I have a couple of things to show you. But let's get into this one first. And I know I used to do like a wickedness of the week, but honestly, things are just so crazy right now that it's all wicked. So let's start with this video. Fair use. This is not my content, but I am using it for discussion. If y'all don't mind popping a fair use in the chat for me, let's watch this and then we'll talk about it.
About the Kanye West thing, it was like kind of softly admitted to sacrifice his mother for fame. And we've seen this tons and tons of times. People's, their brother dies and they're famous. Like there's this sacrifice, like literal actual blood sacrifices happening for worldly treasures, right? You said that the innocence that you kill in a child is a form of demonic sacrifice.
Yes.
What does every celebrity have now instead of dead kids?
Trans kids. Yeah.
And I've heard this said, a lot of people said, you're not going to see them killing their kids anymore. You're going to see them transing their kids.
Yep.
Because it's still a form of sacrifice. And if they can get away with what's the line? I'd rather have an alive son than a dead daughter.
Yep. It's literally, that's their choice.
That's the choice of sacrifice in the elites today. You know how when we talked about the Kanye West thing, it was like...
Okay. So, yeah, let's and so here's the thing, right? A lot of people don't even want to believe that Hollywood and that whole celebrity culture is as dirty, evil, and wicked as it is. So it's like, even though we see these things happen, it's like an epidemic, right? You remember when the pandemic started and everybody started kind of getting sick and nobody could figure out what was going on. But then eventually enough people were sick to where they were like, oh, this is a problem. We need to address it. I don't know at what point they're going to have to see these sick parents putting this sickness onto their child. Because I mean, I'm gonna tell you, like, we have small children, okay? And never once has my child came to me and said they want to be a girl. They wanted to be dinosaurs, they want to be Spider-Man, they wanted to be different animals. They've never said they wanted to be a girl. Now, have they asked me about girl things? Yes, they do. I wear makeup and sometimes they walk in on me wearing my makeup. So they'll ask questions. I don't mind answering their questions, but what I'm not about to do is take my son asking me about makeup and make that into, oh, my son wants to wear makeup. Now he wants to be a woman. No, he just asked a question. When it comes to things of this extreme, it's just like anything else, right? Like my kids have learned the commandments. They're learning the law, statutes, and commandments. How are they learning the laws and commandments? Because I taught that to them. Because I want them to live according to the Bible. I want them to live a life that's pleasing to the Most High. So I teach them the law and commandments. I teach them to have faith in the Messiah. Why do we refuse to apply that same principle to these transgender children when we see their parents are clearly leading them in that direction? Clearly. And so here's my thing, right? Like, everybody put up the big Target boycott, and Target has taken down their Pride section in a lot of the stores or moved it to the back or whatever, right? And that's great. But we're not dealing with the root of the problem, and because no one wants to address sin. Because if you start talking about knocking down one sin, you got to knock down all of them. But for now, it's just, I don't want my child to see it. So, okay. Like, share, subscribe. I know what I just said wasn't that popular, but the truth has to come out. Like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications so you know when we go live. At the House of Mono and Miss Mono's World. Shout out to my audience on the Saya TV. Look, if you're watching me on the Saya TV, go ahead and get on the YouTube too, so you can leave comments. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to turn TV off. Watch both at the same time, but you can comment on the YouTube. Okay, so let's get into the next clip that I have for you guys. Okay. All right, big fair use on this one. Big fair use. This is a clip from a show called Couples Retreat, where celebrity couples, they come to this place, a resort or whatever, and they're supposed to be getting counseling from this woman, AJ Johnson. Y'all may know her as Jody's mama from Baby Boy, and a couple of other Black films that she did. I'm going to let her talk to you, and then we're going to talk about this. Now, remember, okay, so in this scene, let me tell you, she's supposed to be counseling Jock and Kendra on some issues in their marriage, okay? So let's take a listen. Oh, wait, hold on. I pushed the wrong button. Sorry, guys. I'm going back to it. Okay. Let's take a listen now.
Someone with two guys.
I'm sorry.
Oh, wait, hold on.
That's funny. That's funny.
Like, we've already been in a healing space, and then it's like we got to rehash it. It just pisses me off.
So now it's a matter of, why is it such a trigger for you? Because you have not yet decided what it represents for you. I'll give you an example. I had a moment that went viral where I had a threesome with two guys.
I'm sorry.
That's funny. That's funny. You Mr. Freaky Deek, that's funny.
You think it'll ever be like a normalized thing for two guys and one woman?
I've only done that.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And
Two
and
men?
Two men. It was the most intimate thing I have ever done in my life. But it broke the internet. And I was, you got a train run on you. Choo choo. My whole page was choo choo trains and blah, blah, blah. So I decided that I wasn't gonna let the media decide for me what that experience was for me. I did an interview saying that was the best intimate situation I've ever had. So I said, so listen, if that's a train to you, choo choo, mother. And all of a sudden everybody was like, guys. Women were like, girl, teach me your ways. No, I'm a freak, but I'm not a hoe. There's a difference.
Right.
I created a new hashtag, a woman with global options. I use it when I'm traveling, I use it when I'm running down the beach in Senegal, and I use it when I'm smashed up against four men. I'm a woman with global options.
The train passenger, exactly. But do y'all hear what she's saying? Okay, you heard what she said. She was exposed for sleeping with two men at the same time. It is beyond nasty. It's beyond nasty, okay? She was exposed for sleeping with two women at the same time. And rightfully so, people started ridiculing her and calling it what it is. She had a train ran on her. That's what it is. And so, and this is how our society works right now, right? Instead of taking some time for some self-reflection, or instead of saying like, dang, maybe I should reconsider my behavior. No, she decided that she's going to double down on the hoedom. Okay. Hashtag it. And now I'm going to double it and be smashed in the middle of four men. But this is who the world is offering as a relationship expert. Mind you, she's supposed to be counseling this married couple, right, on how to get past their insecurities and make their marriage work. Now, shout out to everybody on TikTok. If you want to head over to the YouTube at Miss Mono's World. So there are a few issues here, okay? And so maybe this isn't I understand that this isn't a conversation for everyone. I understand that not everybody thinks the same. Okay. I get that there are only a few who are going to have eyes to see and ears to hear what's going on past what society and the world is offering right now. I get that. Okay. But I always say, look at the people that you're taking advice from. Do you want your life to look like theirs in that area that they're advising you in? I'm not going to go to a broke person for financial advice. The only thing a broke person can tell me is what not to do. Okay. I'm not going to go to a renter for advice on home ownership. You have not been there. You cannot walk me through this process. I don't understand why we keep going to whores for advice on how to save our marriages. All they can tell you about is how to be a whore, and that's not enough to save a marriage. And also, if we're saying we want biblical marriages, we can't follow the world's example. They're going to offer every solution except for the Bible and what the Most High gave us in the first place. There's every solution but that. Okay, now this woman's solution is to go and sleep with 2 and 4 men at a time and then brag about it. Let's read this comment. There's no question if this is Babylon or not when they have her on TV giving other women relationship advice. Exactly. But who thought this was a good idea? Not only is it an insult to my intelligence, but I honestly feel like this is an on purpose diversion to Black families. Look at if you watch this show, it's all Black couples. It's all Black couples, okay? And some of them are husband and wife legally married or engaged or whatever. But the people that they have offering them advice, or at least the woman, the man is Tony Gaskins. I'm not sure about him and his background. But the woman, they bought in a whore to advise these women on how to be wives. If I wanted to be a whore, then I would go to a whore for advice. But obviously, or maybe, see, and here's the problem, right? Because do you even know if these people's intentions are pure? Because this isn't the first couples retreat for some of them. This isn't their first reality show. Like with Jock and Kendra, you know what I'm saying? Like we've been hearing about this. This has been going on. So my concern isn't so much about, these people that are going to the show. My concern is about the impressionable women and men who are sitting home watching this and thinking that this is valid relationship advice. Okay. Because again, we can't ignore the fact that we come from broken homes. And if you have not seen a healthy marriage, it is very hard to try to emulate one. So now what do we have? We have the world offering these BS reality shows where these people are supposed to be advising these couples, but they are not in a couple themselves. They are not married themselves. This woman cannot even commit to one man for a night. Okay. So how you gonna tell me about, and that's like taking parenting from someone who doesn't have their kids? Exactly. It makes no sense. It makes no sense to me. And again, my concern is for the people that are at home listening, that are desperate, that are looking for answers, and that are thinking that this is sound advice. I'm here to tell you it's not. Bro, no woman that thinks it's okay to sleep with 2 and 4 men at a time should be advising anyone on anything. And again, it's an insult to me. It seems to me to be a purposeful kind of foot in the neck of the Black marriage movement and the Black family movement. And I really think they hand us this crap on purpose. But we keep falling for it. Because I promise you, everybody that was in her comments supporting her after she decided to own her wholeness, I guarantee you they were Black women. I guarantee you they were Black women. You guys are seeing this with y'all. This is why I say, but y'all fail to realize white people can put on this stuff. They can put on hip hop culture. They can put on hoe culture. They can turn up. They can put this stuff on. But at the end of the day, they take it off and they're still white people. That white woman can have all kind of trains ran on her in college. But once she graduate college and get a ring on her finger, now she's respectable Miss such and such. That white man can sell drugs and pimp and do all this stuff and live his life. But at the end of the day, when he takes off the gold chains and the polo and the Nike, he's a white man in America. And this is what y'all fail to realize. Because one day, turning up not going to be enough. One day you're going to be older and lonely. And I'm not saying old and lonely because it don't take a lot of age for you to start feeling lonely. But you're going to be sitting up there lonely, wondering why you can't just bounce back, wondering why people won't just forgive your past and, let you start new again. Nah, pimp, because if I go to Sephora, okay, and I'm picking out the powder foundation and I can obviously tell that someone's been in this foundation, I don't want that. I don't care how much you try to repackage it. I don't want it. It's been tampered with. I don't want it. Okay? And here's the thing, right? It's different if it was just my sample. If they just let me try it and then it was like, here, you can buy it. Oh, okay, that's mine. I'm going to buy it. I'm the only one that touched it. But you let everybody, but y'all don't like to have these conversations because now you're being reduced to a pot of makeup. But what do you reduce yourself to when you're... But you don't see that as reduction. You see that as empowerment. The choice to be a buffet item. You're literally like on the buffet line at Golden Corral. And you think that you feel empowered by that. Why? You know what the most empowering thing is? Speaking from my single days, the most empowering thing is to walk away from a man and know that he never and could never and can't tell nobody he ever. That is the most empowering thing. The most empowering thing is when he start acting funny and showing you his true colors and you can walk away like, well, at least I ain't get him none. Boop. Your feelings might be hurt, but it ain't going to be that same hurt as if you... But y'all don't want to hear me, so okay. Okay. Like, share, subscribe. If you're on my TikTok, Shalom and Shalom, head on over to the YouTube at Miss Mono's World or at Monologue McGad. Join in the conversation. If you're already on the YouTube, like, share, subscribe. I don't want to tell y'all to watch that show. The only reason you should watch that show is to find out what not to do in your relationships. Let me tell you something. Any advice that is not from the Bible is only going to lead to your ultimate destruction. Any advice that is not biblical. Because look. Kendra's there because she's insecure because her husband had a break baby on her and cheating rumors and all this stuff. So she's there because she's insecure. So instead of the advice being, let's talk about it, husband, how can you help pour into your wife? Wife, what do you need from the Most High to make you feel better. Instead of this being the discourse and the conversation is now how you can feel empowered by going out and being a hoe. I empower myself from my insecurity by being a hoe, and this is what you should be doing too, even though you're married. That's basically what she said. The Light Hebrew Magazine, Shalom and Shalom, one of the sponsors for the F3 Friends of Family Fest. All right, so y'all listen. I get it, right? We're surrounded by hoes. I get it. We are. But I'm doing the show right now, love.
Yeah, what is the time yet?
Is it time for what?
For us to come in.
No, not yet. Okay. I'll call upstairs when it's time, okay?
Okay.
Okay, love you.
Just yell when we can come down here, okay?
Okay, I will. Okay, love you. Okay. See what happened when my husband's not here. Atticus, everyone, that was Atticus. Listen, that's my little snooker cookie. That is my youngest baby. I'm trying to keep him young as long as I can. Okay, so listen. I know it's nothing but hoes out here. And I know a lot of the advice is hoe advice. But unless that's the path you want to walk down, avoid that, right? I know I get it. It's fun. It seems fun and it seems cool in the moment. But what y'all don't see is when these people go home and close the door and they're lonely, and they're crying, you don't see that. Okay. You don't see them going home to a big empty house and no one is there. You don't see them struggling with the depression. I mean, ask yourself, what is wrong with the woman that she has to sleep with? First of all, like the physical implications, okay? And then secondly, I don't like men who like men. And there's no way that you're going to tell me that it's two men in the bed and there's... So anyway. Okay, let's go to the next clip. This is going to be more on the main topic. Stay in the lane that you made. That is our main topic. So we're going to go to this clip right now. I think I may have to rewind it. I think so. Hold on.
Life exactly the way I needed you to fit in.
Okay.
You feel me? I can like you right where you at. You don't want no more? You ain't asking for shit? Hell yeah, I like you. You mean I get to still go home to my girl? Yes, I like you a lot. I'ma talk to you a lot. You mean you gonna get up? You actually okay with me having to get off the phone when my girl walk in? Yeah, I like you, baby. I like you. I like you a lot. A whole lot. Yeah, that nigga might like you more than his girlfriend. Yes.
Like the end.
Could he possibly like me more than his girlfriend? And could I possibly be dumb to think that it's more than
what gender are you asking this question to? He might absolutely like you more than his girlfriend. That do not mean he want to be with your. That don't mean he's ever intending to wife your. Because your girl can get on your goddamn nerves, but I still know this who I want to be with. She's just getting on my nerves right now, and I don't like her. I love her though, but I happen to like you. You know what I'm saying? Because in the midst of my difficulty with my partner, you was willing to squeeze yourself in. You didn't even try to take up space. You know what I'm saying? You was willing to fit into my life exactly the way I needed you to fit in. You feel me? I can like you right where you at. You don't want no more? You ain't asking for shit? Hell yeah, I like you. You mean I get to still go home to my girl? Yes, I like you a lot. I'ma talk to you a lot. You mean you gonna get up? You actually okay with me having to get off the phone when my girl walk in? Yeah, I like you, baby. I like you. I I like you a lot. A whole lot. Yeah, that nigga might like you more than his girlfriend. Yes.
Okay. So much in that clip to break down. But let's start with the young lady asking the question. Okay, and so this is why I titled this "Staying in the Lane You Made," right? Because her question was, is it possible for him to like me more than he likes his girlfriend? So that question alone lets us know that you are the side chick. You're the anti-girlfriend, okay? You are not the girlfriend. You are not the main character in this story. You are supporting cast, all right? And the thing about that is, a lot of times we put ourselves in that position. I know I'm not supposed to say this. I know nobody's a side chick. Please stop lying, okay? Because side chickdom is like a whole culture now. All right. So let's stop acting like it's not going on. All right. But like what you have to understand is, if that's the role you signed up for, if that's the lane you made, then ma'am, sis cousin, you're going to have to get comfortable with staying there. Now we're going to cover this from a physical aspect and from a spiritual aspect. So let's go with the natural physical aspect of this now. Let's see. I hope these women take heed to this and make better decisions for themselves. So, yes, you want them to, right? But let's just keep it real. In this world of man shortages and other issues when it comes to love and marriage, I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like after a certain age, like the girlfriend boyfriend thing is kind of played out. Honestly, like to me, this is just my opinion, but around 25, 30, my guy, we're looking for rings and engagements and wedding dates. I'm not looking to still be a girlfriend at 25, 30. Now, if you are, fine. Maybe this doesn't kick in for you until about 30, 35. Whatever. But once you get to, whatever age you decide, I knew when I was ready to be married, and I was, it's been 9 years. So I was like 32, 33. Okay. I wasn't doing the girlfriend thing anymore. No, I'm not going to be your girlfriend, because girlfriend is a placeholder. Once we are adults, okay, I'm not talking about high school. I'm not even talking about in college. You're both in school. No one can support anyone. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about we're adults now, my nigga. You got a full-time job. I got a full-time job. I got my own. You know what I'm saying? We are full-grown adults now. At this point, girlfriend is just a placeholder. That's just to make you feel special, so you don't go out here exploring any of your other options. I know. Y'all don't want to hear that. But a man knows if, and listen to me, a man knows if he wants to be with you, okay? So I'm not even totally bashing the whole girlfriend thing. But what I am going to bash is being a girlfriend for years at a time. I am going to bash that. Y'all 5 and 10 year fiancés, I'm going to talk about that, because that is freaking ridiculous. If this man got you as a girlfriend for 5 and 10 years, I guarantee you're not the only one. You're not the only one. But anyway, let's get back to and even in that, right? It's not your place to issue an ultimatum. It's not your place to ask that man to marry you. I know nobody wants to hear that these days. Ma'am, sis cousin, it is not that place to ask that man to marry you. Now, if you got comfortable in the girlfriend lane and you've been in the girlfriend lane and he's not willing to move you, the only thing you can do is move yourself. But it is not up to you, because it is not your responsibility to take care of that family, nor will you have to answer to the Most High for what happens with that family. So it is not your responsibility to ask that man to marry you. And if you ask the man to marry you and he says yes, I find it very hard to respect that man. What's up to everybody on my TikTok? I find it very hard to respect that man. That makes no sense to me. Okay? But you're in whatever situation you're in with this man, whether you're the girlfriend or the side chick or you're just a friend, whatever. Once you have chosen to be, my grandmother used to say, if I can't be your tablecloth, I won't be your dish rag. Okay. And what the tablecloth is the main piece of the table. That's the, that's what everyone sees. This is pulling the table together. This is like the foundation of the tablescape, whatever they're going to design the table with. This is your main show. Okay. The dish rag is the dish rag. We just get it when we need to clean up and then we toss it back in the sink until we need it again. Okay. So if you've decided to be the dish rag, you have no business trying to interfere with the tablecloth. And what I'm saying is, if you've decided to be the side, you've decided to be you have no reason trying to break into the main frame. You have no reason trying to be the girlfriend. That is not what you, ma'am, sis, cousin, that's not what you signed up for. That is not what you walked into the store and paid for. You walked into the store and you went in the shelf and you picked up side chick. You paid for side chick. You've been playing side chick. Here's the thing. I'm not saying side chicks don't get promoted. I'm not saying that at all. And again, and I know some of y'all gonna be mad about me saying this, but to me, until there's rings and marriage, baby, it's all game. It's all, look, y'all too old for this crap. Like, as a woman, let me talk to my sisters, okay? Because I've seen the argument for men not wanting to be married. I've seen that argument. But ma'am, sis, cousin, as a woman, why are you okay with giving up your time, your energy, your body, your eggs, your children, your uterus, your beauty, okay, your flat stomach, all right, your life before heartbreak? I mean, so many things. Why are you okay with doing this for someone who will not honor you with the sanctity of marriage? Whatever that marriage looks like to you. I understand that some people don't, feel the need for marriage licenses. And if that's how you decide to live, cool. But even with that, some of y'all not even making these men acknowledge you as their wives. You just that girl or that baby mama and you be giggling like that junk is cute. That's not cute, because God forbid something happened to that man, you aren't getting anything. You have no rights to nothing. Nothing. Even if it is $200 in his bank account, you technically, legally have no rights to that. Like if his family wanted to come, his mama and them wanted to come and fight you for that, or even his other baby moms, because they got his kids too, if they wanted to come and fight you for that, they could. And you would more than likely lose. Did y'all see what happened to DMX girlfriend? They was living together for 7-8 years? Or probably more than that, and she didn't get nothing. Nothing, because she's not that man's wife. And so I don't understand why y'all okay wasting your life, wasting your time with some nigga who's just gonna throw you out when he's done with you and go pick up somebody else. Ghetto. Gutter. You get to walk away, and then all you become is an ex-girlfriend. That's it. You're nothing. And here's the thing, like y'all won't accept and this is why I keep saying accept reality for what it is. Men, they really not that complicated. Like you gonna know if a nigga don't like you for real. And y'all have been in these situations. I've been in these situations where I thought I was in a relationship and then come to find out this nigga really don't like me for real. Not for real. And some of y'all are in those exact same situations. You know he's not that into you. You know it. And you just feel like, well, if I just stay around, something's going to happen to make him fall in love with me. And if I could just prove to him that I can be down, he'll love me. And no, it don't matter, boo-boo. It don't matter how many years you sit and wait. It don't matter how much money you putting on his books, how much money you giving him, how much of his child support you paying, how many car notes, how many months of rent, how many pairs of it don't matter, boo-boo. If he don't like you, he don't like you. He's never going to like you. Will he use you? Absolutely, yes. Just like women don't have a problem selling their, men don't have a problem selling their thing either. Stop it. Get you somebody that's going to be an active participant in your life. You deserve that. You deserve to have somebody there with you for Passover and Sabbath, because we don't do holidays no more. You deserve to have someone there with you. You deserve to have a man there with you to help you with them badass kids, even if they not his. Your kids deserve a stepdaddy too. Like, stop listening to the crap. All right, your kids deserve a stepdaddy. There is nothing wrong with wanting a father figure for your children at all. Stop letting people make you feel bad or weird or like something is wrong with you for wanting a stable environment. And I don't care what y'all say, a good man brings stability to your life and to the life of your children. He does. He does. So you're not wrong for wanting that. And don't let people make you feel like you're wrong for wanting that. But here's what I will say to you. If you know you want to be a wife, don't sign up to be a side. All right? Don't sign up to be a side. If you want Pepsi, you go to the store and you pick up the Pepsi. You don't settle for the Coke. You get the Pepsi. Even if it means you got to wait. They ain't got none on the shelf. Can somebody go to the back and get me some? Oh, ain't none here today. It's coming on Wednesday. Fine, I'll be back on Wednesday, but I want my Pepsi and I'm not settling for Coke. You want to be a wife, you wait until it's time for you to be a wife and don't settle for being somebody's hoe. That's not the way to do it. And here, I know what dating culture is saying right now. And here, this is what we talked about last week, though. This goddess, this divine feminine spirit that is just really having its way with our women right now would lead you to believe that, yes, sex and seduction is the way to the life you want, right? Keep a man just totally enthralled with you. I know this woman who was so, like, her husband was just so shallow. I'm going to say shallow, to the point that she... Quite a beast. Hey, girl. To the point that when she would wake up in the morning, she would wake up before her husband to put on her makeup. That's how bad it was. He couldn't see her without makeup. She would make sure she was up before him, do her hair, fix her makeup, and then get back into bed. Like, oh, I just woke up like this. Never in life. Okay, baby, you know what it never gave? It never gave serious. That never gave. I wish a nigga like, no, please. But these are the circumstances you set yourself up for when you only base your relationship on sex and seduction. Look at the young lady that was standing there asking the question. According to how she was dressed, what else does she have to offer besides sex and seduction? And now she's sitting here asking like, oh, is he ever going to like me more than he likes his girlfriend? That should be a lesson to you. When you act like a hoe, you get treated like one. I know I'm not supposed to say that. I know I'm not supposed to be sex shaming, kink shaming. Women should be able to do whatever they want. Yes, you should be able to do whatever you want, but you cannot turn around and complain about the consequences. You can't turn around and complain about why black men don't want you when you're walking around being a hoe. And this is one of the things. Nobody wants to address this. we always want to blame the lack of Black families and Black marriages on the absence of the Black man. But what about the absence of the Black woman? Sure, you're physically here, but you're mentally and emotionally scattered around the block, the hood, the city, wherever you do your 1-2 at. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know, and we refuse to accept the physiology of the situation. We refuse to accept it. Again, it's the pot of foundation. You know, if y'all wear makeup, then you understand that once you take that powder foundation and you put that makeup sponge in it and you rub, that's it. It is officially used. It is officially tampered with. But y'all refuse to accept the same principles when it comes to your play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Exactly. You refuse to accept the same principle when it comes to your body. Why don't I want to use the foundation after other people have used it? Because I don't know what's in there. They've left stuff in there. I don't know what it is exactly, but I know it's something in there that's not mine. I know it's some skin biome, some skin cells, some DNA. It's some stuff in there that's not mine. So why do you get mad at a man for having that same mentality? It's some stuff in there that's not, and then y'all don't even get a coochie time to cool off. Y'all won't even wait a hot 6 months or a year. Not that you should be having sex outside of marriage anyway. Okay, but I mean, come on, y'all. It's like nobody even cares about the appearance of decency anymore. That's one thing, like, I must say, you know, back in the 90s at least, you at least cared to appear decent. Like back then, people used to lie about shacking up. People used to lie about living together and not being married because that was like shameful. They used to tell us a dog needs a license. Why don't you need one? A man need a license to keep a dog. Why he don't need a license to keep you? But again, I'm not a dog. No, you're worth more than a dog. But even a dog requires a license. Or they used to. You don't want to be reduced. You don't want to be and here's the thing, right? We've taken classism and elitism and applied it to morals and behavior. And I don't feel like those two belong. It doesn't make me classist to want to follow the laws of God and to want to dress modestly and to want to carry myself a certain way as a wife, a mother, and a woman. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. That would benefit the good of the community. And here, the lane that we make, right? We construct this new thought process that says that, oh, we're going to be hoes and we're going to be proud and there's nothing a man can tell us. But then when something happens, we run to blame the men. Not wanting to take accountability. And so you're like, how does this apply to me spiritually? Because you go out here and you pick up these tricks and these practices and these different things, and you're going to take a little from astrology and a little from the African pantheon and a little from the Roman pantheon and a little bit of Greek this and a little bit of Wiccan that, and a little Satanism and a little New Age and a little yoga and a little Kundalini, and you've taken all of these idols, all of these false gods and you've tried to create your own, whatever y'all call it, spirituality, and you wonder why it seems like you're constantly getting bopped upside the head by life. I'm gonna be honest with you. There are very, because I don't want to lie, so I don't want to say all, but honestly, for the most part, like these psychics, tarot card readers, or whatever that be on TikTok and Facebook and all this stuff, I have not seen one of them that makes me want to do more, that makes me want to be interested, or that makes me want, none of it. And I just have to thank the Most High, because I just don't see how people are still falling for this crap. I don't understand it. But instead of following the instruction that the Most High gave us to live our lives, we go and make our own lane and put in everything that we decide is good for us instead of what our Creator decided. I look back at the crazy decisions I made, take full accountability, because it's my decision to do what I did. Now it's my mess to clean up. All praises, shalom, Yamaya. I hope I'm saying your name right. But this is wonderful. And this is where we all need to start. And the good news is it's not your mess to clean up all by yourself. Like that's what the Most High is here for. He wants to take that burden from you. Cast your cares. He means all of them. He means like literally give him your concern and everything that you're thinking about. Let him work it out for you. Yes, you got yourself in that mess, but I promise you, ma'am, sis, cousin, when you partner with the Most High, you don't have to clean it up by yourself. Now, are you going to have to go through some things? Absolutely. Are there going to be repercussions? Yes, there will be. Your feelings will be hurt. You may have some physical consequences. Yes, those things are going to happen. But when it comes to like carrying the burden and feeling like you're doing it alone, you don't have to, and you won't. You won't. And this is why I'm urging y'all, repent. Get your prayer life right, man. Listen, if you don't be honest with nobody, you got to be honest with home team. Home team is you and the Most High, because at the end of the day, it's just y'all two. And some people say you, God, and the devil. It's always y'all three together, but I don't know. I don't invite the devil to my personal conversations. And me and the Most High, we kicking it. This who I gotta be truthful with above all. Above all. First of all, he already knows. You're not telling him something that he doesn't know. So even when you've made this lane for yourself, even when we've lived in our life of sin, and we like, okay, Lord, I don't want to live like this anymore. You cannot go halfway to the Most High. It's just like if your man mess up and he come to you and you already know everything he did. You got the text messages, you don't talk to the chick, you got receipts, you got the mileage on the car, you got credit card statements, you know where he did, who was there. If 4 of y'all went out to eat, then 2 of y'all is really cheap because there was only 2 dinners on a credit card receipt. You got all that down. Okay? And he come to you and he only tell you half the truth. You're not accepting that. No, nigga, when you're ready to tell me the whole truth, then maybe we can talk and come to some kind of, you know what I'm saying, calm understanding. But as long as you're playing games and not telling me the truth, I have nothing for you. The Most High is the same way. As long as, because you can't get help if you're not willing to admit that you got a problem. Nobody goes to an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting and it's like, hey, my name is Ray and, you know, I have a drink once or twice a week. Why are you here, sir? They're going to kick you out. So you go into the Most High like, yeah, you know, it's not too bad. Just a little, you know, oh, okay, then you don't need me. You can handle this by yourself. Since we playing games and not telling the truth around here, y'all keep wanting to take this mercy for granted. Okay? Look at the times that we're living in. And I'm not even so much here to be like, oh, the Most High gonna run out of patience with you. No, ma'am, sis, cousin, he running out of patience with all of us. Are you not paying attention? Are you not paying attention? I don't know what more do y'all need? Like World War III is literally happening right now. No, they may not have officially announced it, and it may not be fighting on, our in our land mass or whatever. That's going down. And there's no fear. There's no cry for repentance among Black women, and I'm just not understanding that. I was watching the documentary special on today, and it kept talking about how, we only we blame Black women for the destruction of the Black family. Yes, and we need to own that crap. We need to own the fact that for generations, we haven't been great mothers. We haven't been great wives. We need to own that. We've been too busy following the world and the constantly changing feminist agenda. Okay, because if you go back to it, it's always changing. We're on like the third or fourth wave now. And then there's like, if you include trans women, if you don't include, there's so many different branches off of feminism, but we're caught up in that mess, thinking that that's going to be the answer. Feminism has never been the answer for the Black woman. Listen to me. A Black man has never been in a position to oppress you. And look, I'm not talking about individual cases of domestic violence. I would never sit here and tell anybody that that's not valid, that's not true, that doesn't happen. I would never say that. But what I am going to say is there's never been a government in this country of Black men, made of Black men, for Black men, run by Black men, that consciously said, this is how we're going to keep these Black women under our feet. Absolutely not. Since the inception, since the first kidnapping, whatever, we have been, in their eyes, we are equal chattel. Okay? Just like they considered the Black man a cow, they considered you a cow too. You were equal in the eyes of the oppressor. The only difference, one of y'all had a front hole for rape and the other one had a back hole for rape. Nobody wants to accept that, but tell me I'm lying, please. They was beating us just like they was beating our men. They were raping us just like they were raping our men. Our men just didn't have uteruses to get pregnant and breed more. But they made sons sleep with mothers. And they will blindfold us and just make us have sex and recreate children. Why do you think that you need to stand against the Black man? For what? You're literally killing yourself. You're literally killing yourself. Because every other society builds up their men except for us. And when the men from those other societies come, do you think they're going to say, oh, wow, fear of the mighty Black woman. We should just leave them alone because look at all those women and children over there. You're crazy as hell. They coming to freaking cut off our heads and kill our kids. Buck breaking, exactly. They're coming to chop off our heads and kill our kids. And y'all don't want to hear that, but look at what they've been doing to us this whole time. Why is it called the public school to prison pipeline? Why? That is crazy as hell. You mean to tell me that you stopped me from homeschooling? Okay, because there was a time when education was done at home. So you pulled our children away from their parents just to condition them to get ready to go to prison? Really? But this is the system that you all want to bow down to, want to be a part of, want to assimilate to. This is the life you want. No, that's not true. Are you keeping the law of God? Because if you're not keeping the law of God, you're feeding into this madness. But nobody wanted to talk about that. the lane that you made. You rejected God and his word and his wisdom. You turned your back on the Most High. You decided you ain't had to keep the law. You decided that any little leeway you can get out the Bible, you're going to take it. You know, good God doggone well, you're not supposed to be eating that pork. But, well, there's that little misunderstanding with Peter. So I'm going to take this as my opportunity to pull up to the crab boil. Yeah, y'all gonna have to answer for that too. The little slick slide. Okay, well, let me read the Bible to find out exactly on the line what I can and can't do. And listen, I'm a big advocate for working out your own salvation. This is what I preach to my children. And yes, okay. But y'all know some of y'all be just finding ways to toe the line. And that's not acceptable. That's not giving 110% to the Most High. Because is he doing that with you? Is he just doing enough to keep you alive? Do he treat you like that? I'm going to give you just enough breath to get you through the day. Not a second more. And you set yourself up for the failure. You set yourself up for the failure, first of all, when you choose to be disobedient. Second of all, when you decide to go out dressed like a hoe under the impression that for some reason you're under the impression that everybody cares what you think, cares what you are going through. And I don't mean to sound mean like that, but at the end of the day, the world don't care. And honey, when you go out dressed like a hoe, all you're doing is giving off wounded deer energy. Okay. Wounded deer. What's the wounded deer? The wounded deer is the one with the low self-esteem, the vulnerable woman out of the group that the ugly one know, oh, I can get that. Yep, she's not feeling good about herself today. Somebody must have just hurt her feelings. Oh no, I'm gonna get that. I know y'all don't want to believe that happens. Y'all don't want to believe that it happens like that, but it does. Ma'am, nobody's looking at you in your hoochie coochie shorts and your crop top with your nipples hanging out and thinking like, oh, wow, she must really be going through something right now. She needs a strong man to come in and love her. Nobody's thinking that at all. They're thinking that you're for the streets, that you like it, and that's where you want to be. And this is what I'm saying. You go out and present yourself like that, and then the truth, you want to be a wife. You want to stay home. You don't want to be out in the streets Friday night. You don't want to have to get dressed. You want to come home from work and kick off your shoes and sit in the living room with your husband and your kids and order pizza and watch movies. This is the life that you want. But you keep going out and shopping for the total opposite. Exactly. To take one for the team. Right. You become that chick. You become the chick that they stick the ugly one on to get you out the way so that they can talk to who they want to talk to. I know. If I go to the club, well, why? And stop going to environments that aren't conducive to what you want. Stop going to the club looking for a man. That's stupid. In my single days, I didn't go to the club without a man. I just didn't. I mean, okay, like once or twice to a party to hang out with my cousins or whatever. But as far as like just being in a club for no reason, no, I'm not. For what? For what? I don't feel safe. Why am I here? If you're not looking for that type of situationship, stop looking for a man in those type of environments. You want to go to spring break and Black Bike Week with your old self. You 40 and 45, 30 and 35. You leave them young kids alone. Boy, all of 20 years old. He don't need your old behind. It's giving pedophile, but nobody want to call y'all out. Y'all call it being a cougar, but I'm sorry. That is nasty. That's nasty. You're nasty. They used to say old people give you worms, and you one of them old people. Leave them young kids alone. You're supposed to be teaching the younger women, not competing with them. I look just as good as some of these 20-year-olds. No, you don't. No, you don't. Sit down. You don't. Sit on down. You look good for your age. Nobody's confusing you for 21, ma'am. Have a seat. You get so caught up in trying to be something you're not, that you never explore and learn and enjoy who you are. You're so desperate for someone to want you and love you that you keep signing up for these tours as a side chick and a mistress. It's giving you watching them little boys when they help girl, that part when they was kids, and 18 and 19 is kids. I tell my daughters, listen, if you got a 1 in front of your age, you don't belong with nobody with a 2 or higher in front of your age, in front of their age. 19, 20, I might give you that. Now, college age, okay, you're 19, you're dating another freshman, maybe. Okay, I could totally understand that. But if you 18 in high school, baby, no. Mm-mm. And so you keep putting yourselves in these positions that are never going to end up where you want to be. You want to be a wife. You want to be Mrs. So-and-so, but you keep signing up to be his concubine, his side piece. You keep signing up for that. And here's why I hate that saying about, oh, it's who you attract. No, ma'am, sis cousin. You attract all types. It's who you are. It's what you're attracted to and what you decide to entertain. Some women don't want a man unless he's attached to another woman. I can't, they say it's, oh, I don't want the commitment and I don't want to be bothered with that nigga. What? Listen, I'm happily married for 9 years. I'm bothered if me and my husband, come together and he get up and walk right out. Hold on. You better lay with me for a little bit. Make me feel special. So I don't understand. And you know what? It's like, y'all, Melly, hey girl. It's like, no, it ain't like, I'm convinced y'all just settle for that. You tell yourself that this is okay, and then you go out and tell other women that it's okay, making them feel bad for having naturally occurring emotions. It's natural to love the man that you sleep with. It's supposed to be that way. This is what I'm saying. Sex is to keep a man and his wife together. It's a mystery, I'm telling you. It is a mystery how it works. And, they tell us, oh, it's the oxytocin. But nah, man, like if you've ever really been in love, like for real, and had the Most High as the focus, both y'all's focus on the Most High and your family, and y'all really doing something together, nah, it's more than just some oxytocin, I'm telling you. Like sometimes I just want my husband to just look me in my eyes and tell me a bunch of wonderful things. Like, it's crazy. I just want to jump in his skin and just sniff him all day. That's what sex is supposed to do. And this is why you have to be careful of who you're having sex with and who you're giving that to, because baby, you can't always help it. But by the time you realize that something ain't right about this man, something ain't right about this situation, you already caught up. You're already in love. Your emotions are already wasted all over him. And now you're left crying to the Most High again. And see, what's so crazy is like, speak for me personally. Usually when that happened, there was always somebody else around that I probably should have chose instead of this one that I did. Okay. I don't know how many of y'all can relate to that. I'm sure a lot of you can. But this is what happens when you're trying to be somebody that you're not. Listen, baby, I'm not here for a good time. I'm here for a long time, okay? I'm not here for temper. I'm here for permanence. And you need to act like that. Stop letting these dudes sign you up for stuff you don't really want to do. Stop selling yourself short. A threesome is not going to get him to marry you. If anything, it's going to get him to keep you right in that spot because, oh, well, she'll do this. Settling for less is not going to get him to marry you. He's not going to wake up one day and be like, oh, wow, look at all she sacrificed to be with me. I think I'm going to go ahead and marry her. No, that's not how it works. The fun girl mentality. Exactly. Listen. No, we don't have the fun until we get the ring. And I'm not saying you can't be pleasant. I'm not saying you can't be funny and kiki and all this other stuff. But y'all know what kind of fun I'm talking about. Now, I'm not talking about sin. I'm not talking about threesomes inside your marriage. That's not what I mean. There are things that you can do between a man and his wife. Just y'all, okay? But these things should be saved for marriage. These things should be saved for marriage. You shouldn't be doing them with somebody who you're not sure if they're going to be around tomorrow. And I know, well, marriage don't guarantee. No, ma'am, but at least we made an effort. At least we tried. I didn't let some chump walk in here and put some title on me, and now all of a sudden I'm dedicating my life to him and his wants and his needs. No, let's not do that. Stop putting yourself in these lanes or in this box. Maybe that's a better word. Stop putting yourself in this box of unmarriable. There's a term called unhusband, and it's like women that just cannot get married. They just cannot. Am I gonna sit here and be like, oh, God wants everyone to be married? I'm being responsible for every idle word that comes out of my mouth. I'm so Hebrew. I might just be as nasty because I was a cougar hunter before the truth. No, I'm not gonna comment on that. You put yourself in these boxes, right? And you want to get out the box. You want to be this man's whole world. You want to go with him to his mom's house. You want to come to the cookouts. You want that life. You want to share a life with someone, but you keep putting yourself in this box of, I'm not good enough. What do you mean I'm not good enough? When you settle for not being the star of the show, you're telling him that you're not good enough. This is all I'm good for. I'm just good to be your little alternate. I'm just good to warm up the bench. And when your starter sprains her ankle or something, then come holler at me. You know, you and your girl got in a little spat, come holler at me. We'll go out. We'll have a good time. That's all I'm good for. I'm not good for life. There's a difference between someone to have a good time with and someone to do life with. Okay? If he's not asking you about your credit score, plans for your future, your salary, he's not looking to do life with you. He's just looking for a good time. I don't care how many good times you have. I don't care. Y'all can be having years of good times. I've had 5 years of good times. Okay? And it was just a good time. But y'all don't realize that. See, and y'all will think that it's something. And not only are you just selling yourself short with this guy here, but you refuse to date anyone else. You refuse to even make yourself available to someone who may be interested in marriage. And this is, y'all's playing the game all wrong. Listen, until that man look you in your face and says, listen, I'm willing to do whatever it takes keep you to myself. I don't want you with anyone else. I only want you with me. I'm going to dedicate my life to fulfilling your needs. Until he says that to you, ma'am, you should consider yourself free, single, and unattached. And oh, that's so mean. Men only understand guidelines. They don't understand this little foo-foo, well, okay. They don't understand exceptions to the rule. They don't understand that. We get all, see here, no, we be lying. I'm not going to say we get all soft and mushy. We lie, okay? We have one bad experience with a man and we go, never again, I'm never again. And then here come the same nigga and here you are again. Men don't operate like that. When they decide that all women is hoes, all women is hoes. Not saying that there's not one that maybe can't come and change your mind, whatever, but why would you put that on yourself? Listen, if this man has, and they will tell you how they feel about you up front. You ain't got to worry. You ain't got to guess. All you have to do is listen and pay attention. That's the thing. Y'all don't want to listen. You be too busy making up the relationship in your head and putting in the words that you wish that he would say so much that you're not listening to what he is saying. You say, oh, I'm looking to get married. And he says, yes, I am too. Did he say to you? Did he say, I want to marry you? Until he says, I want to marry you, then that him wanting to get married has nothing to do with you. There's no need for you to respond. There's no need for you to try to make yourself more presentable to him in hopes to get him to want to marry you faster or whatever. That there's nothing that, listen, I'm going to keep it funky with y'all, okay? You don't want a man that's going to change his standards for you. That's not the kind of man that you want, because if he can be pushed that easily about something that's that important in his life, he's not going to stand up for anything else. When times get hard, when a storm come in, when the work come in, when y'all got to put your head together and come up with a plan, he's not going to be good for that. He's already proven to you that he is a weak pan. He's a weak pan. Yes, if he would change up his standards and his principles for you and your coochie, I don't care how good you think it is, when times get hard, he's not going to be able to be trusted to hold it down like a man is supposed to. I don't think I'm lying. If I'm lying, somebody please chime in. You don't want a man that's going to wave with every one of your movements. You don't want a man that's going to give into your every emotion. I'm telling you right now, ma'am, sis, cousin, if you have that kind of man in your life, if you walking around talking about, oh, I can make this nigga do whatever I want him to do, I got him wrapped around my little finger, do not marry him. Do not. He's never going to correct you. He's never going to make you grow. He's never going to challenge you. When storms go, and listen, sometimes, no, all the time. When trials and tribulations come, they come to grow you. They come to work your patience, to perfect your faith, right? This is why we should count it all joy when we go through these things, okay? But I'm telling you right now, if you get you a little weak punk nigga, those trials are going to be disastrous for you. Case in point, we have about 3,000 at least. I'm saying at least 3,000 because I don't know the extent of the order. But we got about at least 3,000 shirts waiting for us to print right now. And we're not talking about no easy. Okay, this is like multiple placements. Like, it's taking time to print each one of these shirts, okay? While we're doing this, my husband is working on a $15,000 construction project where he's redoing the bathroom. And he's also redoing some other stuff in someone else's house. And we also still have to take care of the dogs. And I still got to try to find time to homeschool. It's a lot going on in the house right now. We're in a season of transition to growth. We're growing. And if it wasn't for my husband being able to stand firm, to follow through with his vision, if it wasn't for his relationship, like if it just wasn't for him being a solid nigga that he is, I don't know what would be happening to us right now. Because look, sometimes I just go to sleep. I work, like I do my part, and then I just go to sleep because it's so overwhelming for me sometimes. Like, ooh, child, I just need a nap. My husband gets up at like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning and he goes. Sometimes he's not coming to bed until like 2 or 3 at night. That's the kind of man you want. A man that's going to stand firm on what he said. A man that's going to stand firm on his principles. But y'all not interested in that. Y'all just looking for the man that's going to let you do whatever you want to do and get away with whatever you want to get away with. And 5, 10 years after y'all been married, y'all still living in the same 1-bedroom apartment. Oh, maybe you upgraded to a 2-bedroom because y'all had some kids. You're not seeing the kind of life that you want. You're not seeing the kind of growth that you expected. You have nobody to blame for but yourself, okay, for choosing a man with no standards. It's just like if you out here being a hoe and the man marries you, he has no one to blame but himself for marrying a woman with no standards. You have no one to blame but yourself when you choose these sorry, weak. I don't care if he's weak for you. He's still weak. This is what y'all don't understand. And it's you today, but it'll be another woman tomorrow. He'll get just as weak for her. I'm not under any impression that I'm such a great woman or such a wonderful wife. No, please understand that my security in my marriage comes from my husband's relationship with the Most High and me knowing that his heart and his goal in life is to please the Most High. That is the only reason that I have any kind of security in my marriage. Period. No commas. Full stop. Listen. Don't get me wrong. Yes, I'm wonderful. I'm great. I think I'm all that in a bag of chips. Or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure. I'm the total package. I got it. But guess what? It's a lot of other packages walking around here too. And yeah, I'm great and I'm wonderful. But some of them packages can do some things better than me. Some of them packages are willing to do things that I'm not willing to do. Y'all that's out here dating these dudes, y'all need to be doing more research. Listen, I know my husband's issues. Okay. I knew his repertoire with women before we got married. I seen it in his phone all over the place. I seen it all. I knew what I was getting into and I knew what I was dealing with. And that's another thing that y'all got to start doing. Like, get to know these niggas. Get to know they past. You know what I'm saying? You'll be sitting at home one day and 3 years later, here come a crack problem that you didn't know existed because you didn't take time to get to know this man. He might want to hang your head out the window and choke you during sex, but you don't know that because you ain't get time to get to know him, and now he holding a gun to your head with your head out the window. You didn't take the time to get to know him. All you knew was he liked you, and that was enough for you. You need more than somebody to like you, baby. And I can get anybody to like me. I'm pretty. Everybody like me. Her. But okay, what else can you do for me? You can like me. Okay, you can tell me I'm pretty. Baby, I can walk to the Quick Trip and have 30 people right now tell me I'm pretty. What can you do for me? What guidance can you offer me? How can you bring me closer to the Most High? How can you lead me and my children? Are you going to be able to be an anchor in the storm? And I'm going to be able to come to you and cry when we going through? Or are you going to be crying on me? We both just going to be sitting up here crying? We both PMSing at the same time. Stop. Listen. I'm gonna talk about this one day because I think it's a real thing. Like a lot of us do look for father figures in our husband because we didn't grow up with fathers, right? And I'm gonna just speak for me. Like I just always felt like that was something that was missing, the love of a father. I think that's why I've just always wanted sons. Like I just wanted to feel like a man loved me. And a lot of times I'm gonna say that we make the mistake in not looking for that. You're supposed to look for a man that's like your father. That's what they tell us. But when we don't have fathers around, then you know what I mean? What are you basing your example off of? And so I feel like that's something that we really need to start paying attention to. Asking yourself, like, what kind of father would this man be? Even in looking at the way that he deals with you, okay? And this is why you should see a man through a couple of seasons. This is why you should see how he operates when he's angry, when he's lonely, when he's hungry, when he's broke. Okay, when he's hurt, when he's emotional, when he's sick, when he's not feeling well, you should see how he operates during these times. How does he handle anger? How does he communicate with you? What is he saying to you? Is he exercising patience? Does he know when to walk away from you? Or is he just so emotional, so feeble-minded, and so weak that now y'all both just sitting up here crying and screaming and arguing in each other's face? Yes, I'm putting it on him because the man is supposed to be the leader. The man is supposed to be the head of the household. Yes, it's on him. I don't know about y'all. I'm so thankful to my husband that he lets me be feminine. He lets me be emotional. Even if he don't agree with me all the time, he'll walk away and let me cry at least. He not looking at me talking about I'm crying more than you. Pay attention to me. He lets me be a woman. Y'all got to watch out because some of these dudes is trying to be women too, and they want you to be the man in a relationship. Don't sign up for that. It sounds cute at first, but you're going to get tired of wearing the boots in that relationship. You are. It's not meant for you to carry that load. He coming to you, I don't feel good today. I don't know what's wrong with me. Man, if you don't get your grown up, find you some testosterone or something, get out my face. Again, the lane you create for yourself by thinking that you know it all and by thinking that, anyone that's in love with me, they just, no, nigga, no. That's not how it works at all. I don't care how much he like you. Check his resume. Check him out. A lot of times, speaking of the lane you made, a lot of times, y'all be marrying these dudes, getting with these dudes and feeling like, it's okay as long as I'm the main one, knowing good and well that that's not how you feel. That's not how you feel. Listen, if you want to be someone's one and only, then you make that clear and you find someone that's going to let you be their one and only. If you're cool with polygyny, then cool. Do that. Okay? But what I will say, for my single sisters, make sure it's your idea and not his. Make sure you're not doing it just to conform, because that is a serious lifestyle. Okay? We are not raised to live with more than one wife in the house. We're not raised to live with more than one queen of the house, as we should say. But every queen needs her own castle. That's how we were raised. So if that's a decision that you choose to make sure you are making that decision. Because when the other wives start getting on your nerves, you got to deal with that. Not him, not even your husband. You have to deal with that. Okay, so stop adjusting yourself. Stop adjusting yourself. I want to say make sure it's your idea because it's his decision. But if you don't want, that's what I'm saying. Don't get with him. That's what I mean, babe. I don't mean for people that are already married. Yes, it's his decision. And if that's what he decides and you don't want that, then ma'am, sis, cousin, run. Don't settle for it. And then 6 months later, when he bringing in another wife, you want to get, no, he told you this from the beginning. You had a chance to make your decision. It's just like a lot of other stuff that we may notice. Like when you came to his apartment that one time and the lights was off. And of course, he's not going to tell you, oh, I didn't have a chance to pay the bill. He going to make up some mess, but you and your senses should know, all right, he might be going through some things financially. Not to say he broke. It just might, and money might be tight. Know this before you go in is what I'm saying. Don't, it's like some of us, we'll walk into, like you walk in to, it's like you walk into a haunted house, but you pretend that you don't see anything that's scaring you, right? And you just walk through like, la, 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 la. And that's how some of y'all go through your relationships. Like you'll see all the warning signs and the red flags and you're just walking through like, la, 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 until it's too late and you all the way up on the 5th floor and there's no way to escape. Stop making these lanes for yourself if that's not what you want. Stop putting yourself in these boxes if that's not what you want. You can have the life that you want. You can. But you can't get it from your own devices. If you are listening to this live or on the replay, because I understand that everything that I'm saying doesn't apply to everyone. Everybody's not going to get it, okay? Some women were born to be whores. That's on them. But if you're listening to this, now I believe the Most High has more for you. And I believe that you can have the life that you want if you're willing to surrender the life that you have to the Most High. See, it's it's like going to trade in your car. You want the brand new car, but you're scared to let go of the old one. Why? It's not serving you anymore. You're embarrassed by it. It's loud. It's raggedy. People laugh at you. It's not dependable, but you're scared to let it go. And what I'm telling you is the very thing that you're scared to let go of is the thing that you need to let go of. It's not time yet, babe, but you can just sit right here, okay? Sit right here for a few minutes. The very person that you feel like, oh, I can't live my life without him, that's, unless that's your husband, and I'm talking about certain situations here. That's what you need to let go of. Say shalom, Atticus.
Shalom.
That's what you need to part with. Because all it's doing is dragging you down. And here's what here's what you don't realize. Men can tell when you're attached to another man. They know when you got a man. They know when you're active. I've heard this from too many men too many times. So while you may be thinking like, oh, I still leave myself available. You might be thinking like, well, I can date this dude and mess with this dude and then still leave myself available for marriage. No, you can't. You can't. They know. It's on you. They know. You can't hide it. I know you like to think that you can, but you can't. Stop letting people tell you what you want and decide what you want. Like, really pray and visualize that life. Think about the details of that life. And I guarantee you, like, once you get there, it's not going to look like how you thought. Like, the major parts will be there, but the details, let the Most High surprise you with that, because He will. But it's possible to have the husband and the kids and the businesses and how you want your life to look, as long as it's according to the Most High. And again, I keep telling y'all, once you repent and like dedicate yourself to living right, the Most High will give you the desires of your heart. You're not going to want the things that you want right now. Okay. Before my mind changed, I wanted to live in the city. I wanted to live in New York, or as close to New York as possible. So that would have been Jersey. And I wanted to have the city life and, big city bright lights, going into the city every weekend, partying in the city, eating at BBQ. Like, before I let the Most High change my mind, or before I accepted what the Most High had for me, because it's always been there. It was me. It was me that was acting up. The plan was always there. He always had good thoughts toward me. He always wanted good for me. It was me messing up. So once I decided to stop messing up, then I could see the good that the Most High had for me. No, daughter, I don't want you out here doing this. You deserve to be in suburbia somewhere, living nicely with your family and doing the work. But if you never put your ideas down, then you would never know the fullness of the life that you can have. Material things will come. Money will come. Okay? You work your plan and plan your work, and the money will come. Don't worry about that. All right? You might be dating somebody, be like, oh, well, he good, but he ain't got it all right now. Is he willing to work to get it? Now, listen, I'm not talking about you entertaining some nigga that's cool with just having one job and barely making it. No, by all means, leave him where he is. But if you see the man trying, he working at one job and he going to school. He working at one job and he trying to start a business. He working at one job, but he on the road to management or owning his own franchise. If you see him trying, then support that. The real honest self-reflection conversation with the Most High is so key. It's the beginning of the rest of your life. You cannot move forward. Listen, even when you go to sit in a car, you got to sit down and look around and adjust things. But y'all won't sit down and look around and adjust things. Anything that, I'm going to just speak for me personally, anything that I have given up, I have lost, I have had to sacrifice in obedience to the Most High, I've gotten it back multiple times over. When it was time for me to leave Jersey and come back down here, I left an apartment full of furniture, nice furniture. Okay, I had nice furniture. Did like everything, like a whole life. Dishes, I had bought a brand new refrigerator. But when it was time to go, it was time to go. And I had to go. And the furniture I have now is much, much nicer than the furniture I had back then. All that will be replaced. And then some. Everything that I thought I was leaving has been exponentially replaced. The job I was at, I was on track for management. I was a union steward, but they wanted me in management. And now, look, I own my own businesses along with my husband. It is possible, and it's waiting for you. But I don't want you to be under the impression that, oh, I can just live my life the way I want to. And when I'm ready to settle down, then the Most High will, just be sitting there waiting for me with all the blessings that I was supposed to receive over my life. No, let me tell you something. Every day that you are away from the Most High, that is blessings that you are missing because you're not walking in the right path. You're not. You were supposed to be at this, what you would have thought was a boring event, where maybe you could have met someone who would change your life. But no, you out here running around with this bum who has nothing to offer you and is not interested in offering you anything but some. This is how it happens. You're not where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there, so you'll never get what was there for you. And then when you're 40, 45, 50, looking around, trying to decide, oh, I want to redo my 20s. I want to redo my 30s. Let me get out here and interrupt these young girls. You look foolish. You look foolish. There's no simple answer for this, okay? Because even, in the girlfriend game, it really is up to the man on how serious he decides to take that relationship, right? And again, I'm not saying side chicks don't get promoted. I'm not saying that. But this is not like a job where you have to work your way up. Like, that man know what he wants you to be as soon as he sees you. There's no qualification test. And I hate these anecdotes or whatever about how millionaires test their girlfriend, like, oh, I left my wallet at home and the meal was so expensive. And when she paid for it, I knew she was the one. Well, then you sound just as stupid as the women you accuse of gold digging. Because if her ability to pay means she's the one, then what's the difference? I'm telling you right now, if you be around anybody like that that's playing with you like that, walk away from them. Because I don't have time for them games. You're not paying for... I'm not paying for nothing. I'm not paying for no first date. I'm not going Dutch. The only thing Dutch I do is sprechen Sie German, okay? I'm klein. That's the only Dutch I'm doing. And when you run into men that this is a problem with, you need to be okay with walking away from them. You need to be okay with saying, oh, you know what? That's cool, but that doesn't really line up with what I'm looking for right now. Or, oh, you know what? I got to go. I'll call you back, and never call them back. But y'all be so lonely. And I get it, but I ain't never been that lonely. Now, I will say this. I've never been lonely enough to pay for a date. Nah, baby. Ain't that much loneliness in the world. But then also, I must say that, like, I have not... Am I boring you? I have not ran into too many men who tried to make me pay for... Like, I don't get that. Maybe because I don't entertain it. I don't know, but I don't run into men who've tried me like that. Like, we on a date and he gonna look at me and tell me he forgot him. No. I don't do that. We don't do that. We don't play them games. And so you gotta decide. You gotta be willing to sacrifice. You gotta be willing to walk away. When me and my husband started dating, I had my boundaries and I was willing to walk away even after I had started liking him and getting into him. My goal of getting married was more important than him at the time. He was not my husband at the time. I wanted to be married. I'm trying to get to the husband. Sir, if you're not the husband, then I need you to move out the way. If you have no intention on making me the wife, I'm not wasting my time. I was 32. 32? Yeah. No, I'm not playing the girlfriend no more. When you're ready to propose to me, when you're ready to engage me, okay, then I'll cut everybody off. But now hear me, okay? You not me. You don't know what I had been through. You don't know why my cojones was that big, okay? But hear me. If your cojones are not that big, Don't you go talking that crap to that boy, and then you be Miss Mono told me to say this, and now I'm all lonely. No. That's what worked for Miss Mono at the time. But if you not there, although you should be, I'm encouraging you to get there quick, fast, and in a hurry. All right. But if you not there, baby, don't go cashing them checks that you're not ready to cash. Don't go writing them checks that you're not ready to cash. All right. If you the kind of woman that feels like I can play the girlfriend game for 6 months a year, whatever, do you? I'm just telling you what worked for me. Now, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't like the only, like, that's what worked for me. That's what it worked for me. Okay. The only blanket advice that I would ever give is out the Bible. Because that is the only thing that is going to work for everybody every time. If God said it, that's it. There's nothing more to it. Okay. So that's the only kind of blanket advice that I would ever offer. But like that worked for me because of where I was. Look, I had just came back from Jersey, right? Knowing that I wanted to get married, I had prayed because, like I told y'all, I left stuff in Jersey. So I had prayed, like, Lord, if I leave this, God, please, I don't want to be out here dating around. I said that. I said, when I go back to Georgia, I don't want to date. I want to find my husband and I want to get married. I had prayed that prayer repeatedly. So when I came here, I was not playing any games. And there was someone else I was dating when I started dating my husband. But my husband made it so that I didn't have time for anybody else. I said what I said, and he responded by making sure that I didn't have an opportunity to date anyone else. Because when I wanted to do something, he was there. He was there before I could even say anything. He just assumed that all of my free time was going to be his. I didn't have to ask him to do anything. He was the one asking me, you want to go here? You want to do this? What you trying to do this day? Let me bring you something to eat. We can talk about it. Come see me when you get off. There was never a question. He didn't leave a question in my mind. If that man wants you, there's not going to be a question in your mind. He's going to make sure that you know that he wants you and that everybody that's around y'all knows that he wants you. And if he does not make you feel that way, then you need to leave him alone, Mamsa's cousin. If he does not look at you, when that man look at you, if he don't make you feel like you're magical to him, if he don't look at you like you're so amazing, if he don't make you feel like there's something different about you, when he look at you, run away. Run away. Y'all keep settling for mediocre feelings. And it's not fair to you because as women, we don't go in mediocre. If we're mediocre, we're not serious about you. If the feelings are mediocre, we're not going to lie. I'm going to speak for me. I am not able to lie on my feelings like that. What? Here we go. Here this guy go. Stop acting like you weren't choosing. That's why I need to show this. I was choosing. I didn't say I wasn't choosing, but if you wasn't with the program, then I could had to choose somebody else. Yes, I liked you a lot. But if you wasn't on what I was on, then there, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I'll see you when I see you. You and what you want have to be more important than anybody else. Listen to me. When you're single, you're the priority. If you have kids, then you and your kids are the priority, okay? When you're single. It's up to you. You make your decisions. Angelina, don't laugh at him. It's up to you. You make your decisions, okay? You get to choose. Once you have committed yourself to a marriage and a family, now that marriage and that family comes before you. And I know nobody likes to talk about that, but that's true. Your decisions are not yours to make on your own anymore. No, now you have a husband and children that you have to consider. It's not about you anymore. So, ma'am, sis, cousin, I'm telling you, while it's about you, make decisions for you. Don't make decisions for some future, probably. No, make decisions for you while you still can. This is what I tell my daughters all the time. Listen, whatever you want to study, you want to try art, you want to get into whatever, do it now before you have other priorities besides yourself. Single women, enjoy this time and enjoy it, because you're never going to get it back. You don't want it back. I don't want to be single ever again. You don't want it back. Okay. So, married life, family life, it has its challenges, it has its commitments, responsibilities, things, all that stuff is coming. Marriage isn't just about sex and romance and having your bills paid. No, you're going to go through some hard times together. There are going to be times when you don't understand each other. There are going to be times when you be like, wow, I feel like I don't even know this person anymore. You're going to go through some things. But it's your relationship with the Most High and your relationship with yourself that's going to get you through. Okay? I love y'all so much. I know I didn't do my like, share, subscribe thing. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you to everybody that joined in on the TikTok. You okay?
3 times.
My buddy here fell asleep. He was waiting to talk to y'all. Don't forget about okay, we didn't get to that part yet. Don't forget about F3, the French Up Family Fest. 3mgmusic.com for your tickets. We do have VIP tents. If you would like to sponsor a family, the way the sponsorships work, you click on become a sponsor, purchase those tickets, and then we will give those tickets to the wonderful hosts that have been having us on their platform to promote the festival. We will be giving those tickets to them to give away to their listeners. It's not for us. We are not taking the money. 3MG, the Light Hebrew Magazine, nobody's taking your money and hoarding it. We are giving back to where it belongs. So if you want to become a sponsor, or if you'd like to make a donation, 3mgmusic.com for your tickets. I can't forget the other sponsors of Why Boaz Don't Want Your Ass at Mono's Westside Bullies to keep up with the doggies. I have to make captions for our other businesses, because there's the Print Doctors, which is our screen printing business, and Top Tier Parties, which is our bouncy house rentals here in the Metro Atlanta area. Not only am I on YouTube on Thursdays at 8 o'clock, you can also download the Messiah TV app so you can watch us on your Roku, your Apple TV, your Fire Stick, all that good stuff. Follow the wonderful, the ever so sexy, ever so sensual at Monologue McGad. Listen, ladies, you looking for an example for your husband? That's the man right there. Yes, go ahead, hurry up. Praise the Lord. All right, you can follow me at Miss Mono's World on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all those good streaming platforms. If you feel led to donate to the production that we have going on here, the lights, the cameras, the action, please head over to the Cash App. It is $, the House of Mono, $, the House of Mono. I love y'all so much. Thank y'all for hanging out with me tonight. The topic was suggested by a listener. Thank you so much. Listen, if you have any topics you want to see me discuss, you want covered, send them to me, send them to my husband. You can just send us a DM. I'm happy to go over it. You ready, Neil? My love. We love you. On behalf of the House of Mono at Monologue Maget, myself, I'm at Miss Mono's World, and all the children of the House of Mono, including the doggies. Thank you for hanging out with me. I love you so much. Good night. Shalom.